Yeah, they're just awesome. So
Yeah.
Thank you.
And also we're brought to you by Action Family Counseling. Bob.
Action Family Counseling is rehabilitation centers for both adolescents and adults. We serve a population of 12 years old and up, obviously in different facilities. We have adolescent facilities, we have adult facilities. We have residential treatment centers, and we also have intensive outpatient programs in several locations in Southern California, but our home base is here in Santa Clarita. And Families in Action is also brought to you by the Action Family Foundation. The Action Family Foundation is a nonprofit foundation that is responsible for many different free public services that we put on the Santa Clarita Valley, including some drug testing in the schools and elsewhere, presentations, symposiums. There's just too many things really to mention that the Action Family Foundation is involved in that are all free services in the community. But the foundation of the action, the foundation of the foundation.
I like that. That was good.
Really,
Will you save that, please?
That's right.
I want to make sure I have that.
The backbone of the foundation is is the Action Parent Teen Support Program. The Action Parent Teen Support Program has been providing services in Santa Clarita and elsewhere for at least 25 years, a very long time. It is a free parent teen support program that takes place locally at Canyon High School every Tuesday night. Cary, every Tuesday night, right?
I'm there. Come see
That's
me.
right. Rain or shine, we are there 365 days a year, on a weekly basis. Every Tuesday in the AA building.
We're not there 365 days
Every
a year.
Tuesday.
Every Tuesday we're there.
I know.
Exactly.
Do the 52 weeks.
We should be
52
there.
times a year.
We
Right?
should
There's
be
52
there
weeks.
365
52
days.
times a year we are there.
Exactly. We should
And,
be.
the Parenting Support Program really, again, it's a free service that we provide that is designed for parents and teenagers who are going through rough times. However, it is open to the public. It's a great place to get an education. Just like Cary, like you like to say, which is true, is we have our fingers on the pulse
We do.
of what happens in Santa Clarita with our teenagers.
Well, actually, we have a finger on the pulse. What happens all over
In
the
Santa
place
Clarita. all
when
over
it
the
comes
place. But
to
yes,
teenagers,
yes.
and not just teenagers. When it comes to adults, I mean,
Yeah.
we this is what we do. We're right in the middle of it, so yeah, we know what's going on.
That's right, because we get it right from the teens. But again, it is it's a public. It's open to the public, so anybody can show up. So if you have a kid, please be there. See what's going on in and around Santa Clarita with the teenagers.
Especially now during summertime, because people seem to back off their children. During the summertime, they're not in school. We're not seeing the issues that are coming up. They're not late. I mean, So all this stuff is going on that we don't see. Pay attention. Really pay attention to what's going on with your children now. And hey, be proactive.
That's right.
Really.
That's right.
And you know what I want to do, too, is we always do this segment and we check in with each other, but we never bring in the guests until the next segment. But let's bring in Delise Diaz. Delise Diaz is one of our favorite guests that we have. We have her on the air quite often. She's one of our favorite local experts. And she's a licensed marriage and family therapist. And, hey, Delise, it's good to have you here.
Thank you so much, you guys. I'm happy to be here and talk about a very important topic today. You guys want to introduce the topic, or would you?
I don't know. Should we introduce the topic?
Well,
or
we
should
didn't want to wait till afterwards.
What do you think?
Let's go ahead and kick it off
let's
like
jump
this.
in.
Happy Father's Day coming up.
That's
to all
right.
you dads
Happy
out there,
Father's Day.
right?
Hey, wouldn't that be you?
And you.
That's right.
Right?
Hey, Bob, happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, Cary.
Thanks, Bob.
So this coming Sunday is Father's Day, and we want you to start thinking about it now. Our topic today really is as dads, how can we do the best job that we possibly can with our kids? And we are going to get some tips from our expert today and some call-ins.
Absolutely. What I want to talk about today is, a lot of how we are as people has been defined by our own fathers. And so we want to talk about how to be the most effective father parent that we can possibly be. And we want to really connect the identity of who our father is with how we are as parents today.
Absolutely. So
No, I was just thinking, I was reading some of the statistics, too, and it's like 20% of homes have mothers and fathers. I mean, it just goes on and stuff like that. So, and I've been doing this now, working with people for over 30 years, and it's amazing how many fathers aren't present.
right.
And you sent the text out or on
A
something.
question on
question
something, right?
on social media.
Yeah, what was the question?
What is a good father? I had children answer that question, and maybe when we come back from the break, we can talk a little bit about what the children said
I
about
would
what
love,
they think
that's
is a
why
good
I brought
father.
that up. I want to really hear what children say, but I think what I said was being present.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That was probably the number one theme when I polled the children informally, that they wanted their dads to be tuned in and present and available. And that is a pressure for fathers.
That's how.
Huh?
Isn't that sad though? Like that's like the lowest common denominator for.
It is sad, but here's what when I'm talking to kids, here's what they always say is people believe that kids are what you call mind readers, and they're not.
Right.
Kids don't know what we're thinking. If there's not a lot of love and affection, if people aren't saying, "Hey, I love you" and that kind of stuff, people can't read that.
Yeah, and so for some dads, that's hard to do. For
a
whatever
lot of
reason, that's
dads,
hard to do.
But they always know when we're angry
Yeah, right.
or frustrated or any of that stuff.
Well, one of the things I want to touch on today is how fathers can reach children in a way that they feel the love that the fathers actually feel. One of the biggest barriers that I hear from children in my practice is that I don't feel loved and I don't feel supported. And guess what? The dads love them like crazy. So what we're going to unveil today really is how fathers can connect with their kids in a way that their kids feel and experience the love that the fathers have.
See, that's exactly what needs to be happening, because again, kids are not mind readers. People are not mind readers. They don't know what we're thinking or feeling.
And we have different love languages. We feel love differently. Every child, every person, every parent experiences love in a different way. So the fathers may be thinking, well, I'm giving all the love I've got, and the kids feel alone. So we're gonna help work on that issue today. And fathers, I know men in general don't like the idea of needing to be fixed, and this is not what this is about. This is about being more effective, more connected,
Right.
and more loving.
So if you haven't guessed, we have an awesome show coming up for you. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
This is Families in Action, brought to you on your hometown station, AM 1220, KHTS.
Welcome back to Families in Action. I'm Cary Quashen along with Bob, and we have one of our favorite guests, Elise Diaz, here. We're talking about fathers, and really what's bringing it up is Father's Day, and we want to kind of, now we'll do that next time, okay?
You're so funny.
And so I kind of lost where I was going, but when we went on break, we were talking about a poll that, Delise, you had done, and you got some really cool stuff. I want to hear about it.
I did. I jumped on Facebook and asked parents to poll their kids and said, go grab your kids and have them tell me a good dad is, and then fill in the blanks. I just wanted to read a couple of them to you just to get an idea, and these are probably between the ages of 9 and 16. One of the little girls said, a good dad is one that always forgives you when you do dumb stuff.
Oh, I love that.
He likes to spend time with you. He's fun and caring. And then a little one said, who's actually 6, she said, a good dad does stuff with you and likes it.
And what?
And likes it.
Oh, there you
Dad gets my nails done, builds stuff with me, takes me bowling. And he likes it a lot. He makes me feel special. I thought that was adorable because she has the perception from her father that when he's present with her, when he's there doing those events, he's not checked out. He's not on the cell phone. He's not talking to friends. He's tuned in and come on, getting
And
nails
present,
done
yeah.
with his daughter. How
that
cool
is
is that?
I'll tell you, when I mean, I have 3 kids, and every night when I came home, no matter what time, no matter what, I would lay down with each of my kids, even if they were sleeping or not. I would give them a kiss, tell them I loved them. And my daughter, I used to sing. I won't tell you the songs because it's kind of corny.
Come on.
All right. You are my sunshine.
That's right. Of
Sang it
course.
every
Ain't
night.
nothing- sing a few
You
bars.
like
Nothing
that?
corny there, man. Nothing corny there.
And to be really corny, I sang Barney's song.
Yeah.
Now I'm blushing. See what you all
Oh,
did?
that's funny.
But it's really true. They have to feel that love. And also, I did every once a week we did date night, where I actually took my daughter
I
out.
love that, Cary. I love that you took your daughter out. I encourage every father listening out there to make a date night with your daughter. Tune in. I mean, okay, so here's what I think. A lot of dads don't know what to say when they're out on the date with their daughter,
Right.
okay? So here's a really great answer.
Which is confusing to me, but go on.
What do you mean?
It's confusing that people don't know what to say. I mean, it's
Well,
really...
you're an amazing father who's very tuned in with your children.
Well, thank you very much.
And tuned in with the teens in this valley. So you understand what the kids need. But a lot of fathers, they work hard, they're gone a lot, they're busy. And then all of a sudden, here they are with this teenage daughter who's, beautiful and amazing. In fact, you don't have to have teenagers to take them on dates. It should start really little.
And that's what my kid was not a teenager when we were doing it. We started at young. Now that she's a teenager, she don't want to go on dates with me anymore. That's pretty terrible.
Well, that means you've invested a whole lot in her. But when you're out on a daddy-daughter date, and by the way, this doesn't have to be exclusive to daughters. Men can take their boys out and do something quality with them. I mean, it's so important to know that your dad, he is taking time out of his world to show that you are worthy, that you're important, that you're valuable. That's one of the key ingredients missing in kids today. You see it, I see it. We deal with that all the time. So when you're out on a date, whether it's with your son or your daughter, I want you to do this. Listen. You don't need to fix. You don't need to solve. You don't need to have all the answers. You need to listen and ask questions.
Yeah. And enjoy.
Well, enjoy what you hear.
It's time for you to do bonding, the lectures and all that. No, I mean that's it for a different deal.
The lectures are something that will never work with your kids. Right. I hear it all the time from the teens I see in my practice that my dad treats me like a business partner. My dad is, giving his soapbox lecture again. They tune out. They don't listen. Please just remember when you're talking with your children, ask questions. They will talk eventually. They need to build that trust that they can share with you openly. Right. But spend time. Cary, we always talk, and Bob, we always talk about this statistic that we spend an average of 2 minutes? Is it a week?
Now,
I was just
going to say that. I mean, in reality, and this is horrible. I mean, and I was looking at the statistics. 60% of women now work. I mean, things change completely when it comes to where families are. Mm-hmm. But in the average, we spend between 2 and 10 minutes with our kids. And 10 minutes I'm pushing it. Kids go. They go
quality time.
Yeah. Well, I'm not
anytime.
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 I used
2 to 10 minutes.
I used to say spend quality time with your kids. I don't say that anymore. I say spend time with them. The last thing a child does before they go to sleep. Almost every child. The last thing they do is what? Check their social media.
I was going to say, you better be saying that they're on their cell phone because that's pretty much what they're doing.
The first thing they do when they wake up before they even use the restroom is check their social media. Mm-hmm. Then they go to school. They're with their buddies. Then they come home. Mom and dad, if they're living together, are both working. So who's waiting? Social media and their friends, right?
Yes. And let me just say on that note, one of the things that fathers can do, being that they're maybe gone to work before their children wake up, send them a text, speak their language, do what works for the kid. Definitely send them an I love you text, not just I love you, but why you love them. Be specific. I do an effective parenting class where I say water their garden because whatever you feed is going to grow. So if you're nagging, yelling, you're going to grow toxicity and weeds. And if you're going to be positive and nurturing and loving, you're going to grow a beautiful garden within their soul. Right. And that's something that I want you to all keep in mind.
So I think he wants us to take a break.
On that note,
should we take a break?
This is Families.
But before you do that, I just want to say if you want to be part of this show, you can call in at 661-298-5487. We will be taking call-ins, 661-298-5487. This is Families in Action on your hometown station, AM 1220, KHTS.